Alright, so I had to write somewhat of a script for this just to kind of keep myself on track. And yes, I did kind of fix some things, a little bit of my overlay from the last video, just because of how this rant is going to be. Some of these stars are going to clear up soon, I imagine, if I decide to keep the stars there or not. You guys let me know if you like the stars or not. If not, I could just fucking take them out. Whatever. But having that said, um, I kind of wanted to rant more after the last rant I had about where where I am and what I'm doing with my life, and like I'm still doing the orchard thing. I'm still aiming at the orchard. I'm still excited about it. I'm still dreaming about it occasionally. Every other night, I'm getting a dream about apples, and that's exciting. But I've just been having this weird thought and this weird. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like a lot of shit I've been following as of recently has just been um, dying off shortly after the fuck I either start following or start supporting it. First off, let's start off with the whole bagpipe thing. That was when I started playing that when I was like 8. I was like mid 90s, late 90s, 97, 98. I started playing. 99, I started getting pretty good. 2000, I was getting better. 2001, so I kept on playing until about 2005 until I went to college. But I didn't know because, like, at the time, I was like, yeah, I know there's this one. There were websites, there was whole platforms built and dedicated to bagpipes and shit. I remember there was a moment where there was like a whole like iTunes of shit of like bagpipes. The stars are actually kind of bugging me right here. Um, I'm gonna move. Uh, Move that right there. Even though, you know what? Uh, let's just move the deco off right now. Just because this is kind of serious talk right now, you know. But I just wanted to kind of rant about that because I just remember like there being like actual places where you could go to for that. I remember the bagpipe bands were actually pretty big, and there were like actual lists and shit for that, and it was just like to put that Discord QR code up on the table there, and I just remember that being actually being or getting really some traction, right, or at least the bagpipe scene. And I remember when the Red Hot Chili Peppers were like new, and I remember like the Wicked Tinkers, and I remember like, and if you don't know who the Wicked Tinkers are, I thoroughly recommend looking those guys up because they are phenomenal. They're getting out there in age, but like they're phenomenal bagpipe band that's maybe a little bit more radio friendly. I think some of their later albums started incorporating like a didgeridoo, which is funny, but equally pretty interesting sonically. And there's a lot more like people and platforms supporting far more artists back then than now, and it's I don't know what it is. Like I don't know why or what's going on with it or why it's dying off in popularity. And even though, considering the talent level of a lot of these guys, like Tabernice, like in my last rant, um, or any other band that has bagpipes in it, Tempest I think is another one that's active, maybe still. I know Wicked Tinkers has like their Facebook thing because like they're older and like they don't get like newer or younger audiences are probably up on Discord, Patreon, Twitch, whatever the fuck. I don't know. I'm sure you can swing YouTube if you know how to swing YouTube. Know how to get those clicks in that algorithm. God forbid I don't. How to know how to do SEO, search anything. This is just a man yelling at clouds right now. But considering it's been nearly 30 years, like 29 years now, um, since I've started, it's no longer the community it used to be. I mean, granted, you still have Jack Lee, who, if you've been in the sauce for a while, you know who Jack Lee is. He makes bagpipes now with his kids, which is great, but, like, he's been the GOAT in the industry for as long as I've been there. Like, before I've been there. Like, dude's just been goaded for ages, and like no one's actually came in to take his fucking throne. I mean, there's a few other people that come in and out there like, yeah, no, this bagpiper is great or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but it's like no one's had the fucking run Jack has as of recently, you know, which is discouraging. And I've been trying to kind of revitalize, trying to find people to kind of play with me and try and revitalize the instrument. Um, because I had the idea that I wanted to do like a Savannah Banana Harlem Globetrotter type bagpipe band where it's not theoretically like regulation bagpipe band, but definitely a bagpipe band that, while comes together and practices their shit weekly in an open space, would still play entertaining shit. Like they would be there to entertain, or we would be there to entertain. Like the Savannah Bananas, where it's like, yeah, they're baseball, but it's not like they're going to be playing the World Series. But like every stadium they go to, they sell out because they're fucking entertaining and they're funny, and their uniforms are, you know, like out, they pop out and like so it's like equally like one of those things where I feel like if it had something like that, it would probably bring more people in because that's the thing with that, at least the competitive bagpiping scene. It's like it's very antiquated in its bullshit, and it's very stuck in tradition. Where it needs to buck a lot of that in order to bring more people in, and it needs to adopt newer technology to bring more people in, and not. I mean, I haven't been on TikTok. It's not like I probably need to download TikTok or Red Note, whatever the fuck. I don't know, but like, it's not like I'm sitting here going like, yeah, no, these people are fucking popular on TikTok or whatever the fuck. Actually, now that I'm sitting here looking at this on a bigger thing, I gotta fix this. Yeah, so that's why I was just kind of like frustrated, and that's also gonna be the hard part is bucking the preconceived notion of like this is not what I initially plan on doing with the bagpipe band. Like I want us to be talented. Like the bagpipe band that I want to at least start. Um, I don't want it to. I need like I kind of want it to look like Savannah Bananas looks like the baseball, where it's like on the outside it's like yeah, there's some thing like you look like a bagpipe band, but it's like a lot more fun and entertaining. You're not exactly adhering to any rule set whatsoever that is standard or whatever the fuck. You're more there to entertain than anything else, and I was looking for that, and I don't have that here, and I can't really find that anywhere really. I mean, there's one dude up in Oregon um, that's kind of doing some interesting stuff in a Darth Vader suit and like a unicycle or whatever. But like, dog, I don't want to ride a unicycle. I don't want to ride anything. I mean, it's entertaining and it definitely up that aisle, but like, I don't know, dog. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. The first thing I kind of wanted to start with. But and second off, where a lot of this kind of comes from, this frustration and where this rant is kind of going towards, is that feels like a lot of the things that I get into just shortly die after getting into it, or just doesn't last forever. And I get nothing lasts forever, and you kind of need to move on. But I was kind of looking for a forever community almost, right? And I guess where this is first started coming from was when I was in college. YouTube was new, 2005. Like I graduated high school and immediately went into college in 2005, and I was following a lot of these YouTubers who would eventually quit down the line, or would eventually fade off into obscurity, or learn down the line that they weren't the best people. Like you never meet your heroes kind of thing. You end up learning a lot of these people were just toxic as shit. And then more YouTubers came in, and it became more normal, and better people came in. But and even then, some people are quitting, and people have that people don't really stay with YouTube all the time. So It's one of those things where I don't know if it's been a forever career yet for, online content creator. Certain YouTubers, like, or certain YouTube teams, like Rooster Teeth or whatever, where it was just being a cornerstone of YouTube, and then, oh my, how the mighty have fallen, you know? And I remember steampunk being huge back in like 2012, 2013, where it peaked, and it was like on fucking Key and Peele and shit. Ah, god damn it, I missed that shit. I remember reading Perdido Street Station, where that was an amazing book, and that shit was fucking awesome. I remember all that shit. It was like some of the like most lit content. I also remember Kickstarter being shady as fuck from the fucking get go. It's like, yeah, no, a lot of these concepts up on Kickstarter were like looked great, but like the follow through on any of those were just fucking zero on a lot of them, like enough to the point where I was just like, I didn't really feel comfortable donating to a lot of these Kickstarters just because it was like, it didn't seem like they were gonna go anywhere, you know. Then I remember, yeah, the mid to late 2010s, and this was right around the time I think I met this guy around 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. This is where we kind of, I don't know who came up with the idea first, but we conceptualized this book that I was writing, or that I'm still currently writing. Um, and I wanted to finish this book just off principle, and I still do. Just out of principle, and just because of out of respect of the friend I once had and remember that I had, because the man's not who he used to be. I don't know which fucking cliff he jumped off of, but like the dude's like, and this is, I'm not a small man. I'm a fairly large human being, like, um, so, when he started going off and, like, spouting weird shit about COVID and, like, health shit. So, like, I'd struggled with my weight my whole life. Most of my whole life. Like, ever since I was in middle school, I've been bullied for it. So it's just like, it's like a spark and crack in my fucking psyche where it's like, yeah, no, that's might be one of the roots of where my depression might come from, kind of type deal. And this guy started spouting off about like veganism and like dietary type shit. Like, here's how you do. It's like, dog, no. That's that, and none of his shit was like, that's not healthy whatsoever. Maybe temporarily as like a concept of like, yeah, no, let's do this for a week before you have to start getting your nutrients back, just like, just having talked to nutritionists before, he was spouting some bullshit, dog, for real. I don't get it. But, yeah, no, we came up with this book, and I want to finish this book in honor of the friend I used to have, and in honor of my dad, and a few other people that, who I still love to this day. But, rolling further down into I meet this girl, 2016, we get married, 2017, things move quick, we end up getting a divorce in 2017, a dissolution of marriage, sudden, whatever you want to call it, end up getting pulled over in a 5150 for a suicide attempt, moved back in with my parents, fell back in love with someone else, broke up with that someone else, and then I moved to where I am now, and but before I move on to where I am now, or like where I moved on to where I am now, like, and I think this is during that time where I was like recovering with my parents, and I fell in love with this, person after my rebound, effectively. As much as I don't want to call her a rebound, it's not how I saw her at the time, anyway. Even though, in retrospect, that's kind of how it was, or that's how some people might call it, even though that's not technically how, things were arranged with that. I got into some blacksmithing. I got some blacksmith work done. I went and took some blacksmithing classes. Made some stuff for profit as a blacksmith, so that was fun. Got worked for this little blacksmith shop up in Richmond for a short period of time, so that was cool. And then after a little while, I moved down here. And oh yeah, yeah. Before I keep on, I'm looking at my script or like what I wrote down here. And during this time, again, this was pretty dark for me at this time because I was emotionally very low. Like I was still coming back from the 5150. This person that I was dating was also emotionally kind of a wreck, not chaotic. She was just blue, had chronic depression for a multitude of reasons, and I'm sure she had body issues as well. She was severely. I'm not naming her for reasons, but so I can kind of go off. But if she ever sees this, hi. But she was deeply insecure and had anxiety issues and depression. She had a lot of the same issues that I do, right? Anxiety, depression, body issues because we were both thicker, right? This is when I got. This is right around the time when I found this one author called Patrick Rothfuss, and his book Name of the Wind. Because initially, or at least when I first got into college, I was a big fan of this guy called named Craig Clevenger. And in college, I was going to a dispensary a lot. I was smoking a lot of weed, and because as you do when you're in college in San Francisco, what else are you gonna do? When you're in an art school in San Francisco, what else are you gonna do besides smoke weed, right? This one of the guys introduced me to Craig Clevenger, and that dude had amazing like some of the best prose I've like to this day. Like I wish I could write like this guy. And I wish other writers could write like this guy as well, just because I like this guy's writing so much. And his book, Contortionist Handbook, and his other ones, Dermaphoria, and I think he wrote a new one called Mother's Howl, and that one was great. And I think that was the last book I remember my dad being like super on about like prose and all that. So Patrick Rothfuss kind of got recommended to me during this time because of I kind of like Contortionist Handbook. I liked books with good prose to it, right, and good movement to how the words were arranged on the page to describe certain things, right, were beautiful, and I liked that, and especially Name of the Wind. Fucking on point fucking prose. Patrick at least wrote the first book just amazing, like, and if you know, you know. If you know who Patrick Rothfuss is, you probably know where this is going. When he first initially released this book, and I really remind, again, this is in 2018. Let me look, let me look up King Killer Chronicle. Release dates. Let's check the Wikipedia. Published a book in 2007. A lot of people related to Song of Ice and Fire by George R. R. Martin. I tried to read George R. R. Martin, Game of Thrones. I can't. But I really like Name of the Wind. So I find this book like 7 years later, 8 years later, in 2018, 2018, because that's when I was recovering from my divorce. Anyway, dissolution of marriage, my 5150, all that. Find this book, meet my ex, or at least I read the first book in the series. Then I meet the rebound girl, which is impressive because that's a thick ass book. It's like 700 pages or some shit. And I'm in the I just started the second book, and which is like 1,000 pages and shit. and I meet this girl, and I'm more doing some blacksmith stuff all at the same time, right? And all the stuff is going on. Yeah, Wise Man's Fears 2011. Okay, so when he first released Name of the Wind, he promised, hey, these books are going to be out on a yearly basis, right? So that means second book is going to come out in 2008, which it doesn't. It comes out in 2011, right? And Doors of Stone or Book 3 of the series has yet to be released. It's worse than Song of Ice and Fire type shit. It's worse than George R. R. Martin, almost, almost. I don't know if it like, it's debatable. It's debatable within like the booktubing community. Like, oh fuck, fuck. I wish, like, and Patrick has been kind of intermixed with some controversy, and I imagine there was some promises made and unfulfilled promises made and broken, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with a toll on his psychology of like, here's the author that scammed his fans, and he was like, maybe I overpromised on something I couldn't deliver, or whatever the fuck that is. People end up doing that a lot, especially on the internet, right? This was more than just the internet, though. This was like something. I mean, I'm sure you can YouTube. There's a bunch of people chronicling the history of this trilogy up on YouTube. Because trust me, I looked, and I've been trying to keep tabs, and there's a bunch of people that have gone through and kind of went through as much as there is to find on that trilogy and author. But it plays into what's coming up here. This was right around the time when I found him on Twitch, and he streamed, and he had like an old charity, which has been kind of quiet since 2022 or 3, or since his last charity thing. I mean, if you buy stuff from his shop, they still deliver. That, to my knowledge. I mean, if you order the sword or whatever the fuck, let me know, because I want to know if they deliver the sword. I mean, but if you order like the mugs or whatever, I'm sure they'll still deliver or whatever the fuck. But like, because I don't know if they have anything that'll manage that. But I figure that there's like a storefront or like a manager for like whatever items they buy in their merch shop or something. I don't know. But I just learned that they're like the dude's like charity website was kind of quiet and hasn't really been updated. I mean, it's online, but it's not. So someone's paying for it to be up, but it's not like someone's like sitting there actively updating it every other week or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Same thing with his website and blog and all that. It's just been tumbleweeds, dog. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's one of those things where I wish, and I get the psychology behind it, because I've been there. I 1,000% have been there, of why you wouldn't want certain things to be publicized in a certain manner or way, because it's just not appropriate or not what you would want for certain things that you'd want, right? I don't know, but it is what it is, and being Pat, I am sure he wants it to be perfect, but it's just not. People are upset now. Like, people are more mad than like excited. And even if it came out, first off, it would be pretty big news. Like, hey, first off, there's a release date. Second off, it's on store fucking shelves. Like, if I ever saw Doors of Stone on shelves, I don't know what the fuck. I'd shit myself. I would literally shit bricks, dog. Again, like, I don't know. And if Pat came out with his publicist and there was like double, triple confirmation from all of the sources that there was a release date and it was locked, like, he can't delay it, like, Pat can't delay it, publisher can't delay it, no one could delay it, it's printed, there's boxes of it sitting in a warehouse somewhere, it's all gonna be shipped somewhere to be put on a store shelf, like, soon, you know, that kind of shit, So that's wild, and it just like that. Like, it's not like, and I'm sure the dude just doesn't want to be online because it affects his mental psychology or whatever. I get it. But like, when you have what he has, you have to be at least clear and communicative. I'm sorry, my back is itchy as fuck right now. You have to be clear and communicative. You have to be a little bit more transparent, or at least, because it's not like I'm sitting here like, oh, the dude needs a space, which I'm sure he does, but it's not like he sat there and went like, hey, let me take some months off and disappear and come back with something substantial, something. I don't know, but there wasn't any of that, and a lot of people don't, for some weird reason. Like, they don't have the the fortitude to sit there and be like, all right, let me take 5 6 months to disappear and kind of, and again, like, no one really owes us that, but like to have that as someone who follows and like is genuinely still excited to read book three, because book one and two took me through a dark time, and to have book three would be nice. That's all I'm saying. It's like not, and like I said, it's not like the dude owes us fuck, but it's like to have book three would be nice. To have that up on my shelf and to have that complete, and to finish a trilogy or finish a series, and it's one of the many fucking reasons why I hate series like book series, and it's like everything's a series now. Everything's a series. Every book I pick up is like a part of a series, and I hate it. Everything is fucking romantic like romantic fantasy series. Everything is a fucking a Court of Thorns, and I hate it. We finally found out like how to make fucking Twilight, because that's what a Court of Thorns is. It's like it's good Twilight. That's all it is. It's like someone took Twilight and made it good, and that's what that is. It's furry porn. It's freaky furry porn, and that's saying otherwise is admitting that you're furry. You know, and admitting that you like that book or series basically admits that you're a fucking furry. Um, I don't get to make the rules. That's just how things are, because that is furry porn. And if you like that, you're a furry. And I couldn't. As soon as that scene came up in that book, I just closed it, moved on, moved back on to the next book in Dune for me. But yeah, having searched up Pat Rothfuss, it's 2025, and I don't think anyone has really heard from or about the man in, I want to say 3 4 months, maybe five, closer to six. I know it's been several months since anyone publicly has heard of the guy or from the guy, or at least I haven't found anything. Um, so I imagine it's his family and the immediate circle that is, the dude who bags his groceries at the grocery market kind of know what's going on. I don't know. I wish him well though. It's not like I'm wishing ill on the man. I'm just concerned because, like, you know, I feel like I'm doing the same thing artistically, because like I have this music project that I'm working on, and it's like it's been frozen for weeks, and it's like it's becoming months, and like I want to be able to make some more mileage and like start releasing it, but it's like I can't do that without help, and I don't have like a female vocalist to kind of help me do whatever the fuck I need to do with that, or a female musician that would help me with any of this. So it's kind of like, where do I start? If anyone has any advice in the comment section, let me know, or in the Discord, let me know as well. Yeah, when I found Patrick Rothfuss streaming on Twitch, that's when that was after I moved down to where I live now, and that's when I started, or at least I initially conceptualized and started this music project back in 2018, late 2018, December of 2018, when I first started this music project called Derelict Void. You're not going to find it up on YouTube anymore. I deleted the thing. I also deleted the Bandcamp, and it's also when I started looking for a few other communities to join, because I can tell that the community around Patrick Rothfuss was kind of dissolving, and he was kind of fading out to begin with, and I can kind of tell that we weren't getting Doors of Stone anytime soon. At that time, I was like, maybe 2021-ish time, maybe, if we don't have COVID or anything. No one could really predict that at that time anyway. The first of the communities I found was Pat Jennington. I don't know if he had the Discord at the time, but he was a lot more active on YouTube. That's how I found out about Vaporwave and all of these different vinyls that I have now. And by the time I was actually able to financially support the dude kind of sort of stopped making content, and that shit fucking sucked. I mean, I don't know if he's active anymore. I mean, I know he's like posting like mixes and shit, but he's not like actively like making like videos. Like, granted, the dude's married and has a kid, so the dude's busy working somewhere. I don't know what the fuck. He's not making YouTube videos like he used to, and that shit's sad because I miss that. I miss his take on music a lot, and it hurts. And I kind of miss him, and it kind of sucks that he's kind of weakened at burning his YouTube. And then I found a few communities on Twitch because I was streaming the production process of my album at the time, and I was doing this because I thought I'd bring in more viewers and more customers and more fans, and I guess it did. I guess I don't know how much it really improved what I was doing at the time, but I don't know if it would have garnered more attention if I just went in on YouTube extra hard or found another community or whatever the fuck. I don't know, or platform, right? And there's another community I found which was very special, incredibly special community, very special community around this artist introspection. I'll spell it up on screen. I don't know what the fuck they're doing anymore. But I remember they had a family issue, health scare, and they had to indefinitely stop streaming, creating content. And then over time, I was following their socials and noticed that they were going through a little bit of a transformation. And because of that, I can imagine the hesitation to come back and be like, would these people still remember me? Even though I changed so much, would people still love me the same or whatnot? And I get. Knowing who they are, I would. They're still introspection to me. They're still Alex to me. But regardless, I still hope they come back and start making um, art again one day. Then there was another streamer which I found, which I'm not going to name because I still don't endorse them because they make dumb decisions and they're assholes and they're not necessarily nice people. And they won't change. And for a while they moved to Kick, and shortly quit after that because it wasn't exactly paying rent for them. And like, what else did they expect? They jumped platforms with very little to no announcement and expect to get the same cash flow. And I was like, no, that's not how that works. Not at least for them anyway. So that was kind of Schadenfreude a little bit. Um, but either way, some time passes and they're back on Twitch after I don't know, some time. Yeah, either way, some time passes and we're here a solid 5 years after 2020, and I don't know, man. Shit still feels like it sucks, or even more than it did in 2020. Because at least I had communities, people to talk to in 2020. You know, I know I need to get up and start walking, but I've been looking for communities to join, or some people to help me with my bagpiping kind of thing. Hopefully I can find a community that won't stop like shortly after I join or fade off into the ether after I find their shit to be beautiful or to be my next favorite thing, you know? And it's just shit's starting to make me feel like King Midas a little bit. Not like turning shit gold, but making people just like, oh cool, and then like either quit or just, even though it's like, hey, I like your shit. I'm saying I like your shit. I want to buy your merch. I want to be a fan. It's like, what? I don't get it, dog. I just wish I could find a solid circle of good solid circle of forever friends online, without people, I don't know, fading too far off. I'm gonna need like a weekly like event to attend or something, because like I got nothing now. And after this solid refresh that I've got here in 2-3 months here, After May, I want to say May 15th, May 16th. That's my cutoff. That's my solid refresh, and that's when things are start going into play for me for this fresh restart. And if anybody wants to join in on this fresh restart with me, please, I would love you across this journey. I would, whatever, I'll take whatever help I can take, man, for real. Because I remember steampunk died, bagpipes have been on life support, booktube is rife with fucking drama. Those music channels with 24/7 life lo-fi are great sometimes. Their communities can be a little annoying and a little insufferable sometimes. But they have great merch sometimes, and I like that. And they were great, especially when I was first starting to collect vinyl, and then I found Pad Chennington and all that, and started actually collecting some like solid collectible vinyl and all that. But then I couldn't find like a vinyl trading circle or anything, so that's why I kind of stopped collecting. Because it was like, I want to start trading vinyl, but like I don't know if there's anywhere local. You know, it's hard, mate. It's hard. It's expensive, and I like vinyl, and I like playing vinyl for myself anyway. My dog, there's this vinyl record that I play a lot for my dog because it helps her sleep, and when she's got really bad anxiety, I play it for her. But that's also another idea, though. I kind of want to started to, I kind of wanted to start my own 24/7 music channel for like Celtic music and like sea shanties and shit. But like most of that music is licensed, especially now. Especially after 2020 and people got fucking bored and got into sea shanties, and we were almost about to get into fucking barbershop quartets. Yeah, that was yeah, when a lot of that shit got licensed, and doing like a 24/7 vaporwave channel's been kind of conquered, especially here on YouTube. They're there. And plus the whole like the radio thing is weird. I would start my own like actual FM radio station. I wouldn't want the FCC knocking on my door, and that shit's bureaucratic as shit. I might eventually start putting together playlists on Apple Music and sharing those in the description of some videos as like, here's a playlist, and I'm gonna talk you through certain songs and why I added certain songs here and there. Maybe. That could be a thing. I'm going to try that out. Maybe. We'll see down the line. If it doesn't work, if you don't end up seeing it on this channel, then it didn't work. But in the meantime, I'm going to try and start producing some music as the Cloak. But as the Cloak and Hound, we're still looking for a Hound. We are looking for a female vocalist. A woman who can sing. It doesn't matter what kind of sing. Like if you can impress us, you can impress us. And then we can work and we can speak, and I'll leave my business email in the comments, and we can go from there. How's that sound? In the description, rather. Having that said, I'll also be doing some DJ sets as DJ Pacific Ocean when I get acclimated to my DJ controller that I got over here for the holidays. It's just I haven't touched it, or I've barely gotten to touch it since fucking January because of all this fucking shit I've been dealing with. And then then there's a couple weeks in late March, early April to mid to almost like now, almost, where I had to just take some time off mentally, just because like the death of a family member really can really fuck with you, and it's been fucking with me a lot. That would get more into like what that's been like for me, but I feel like that might be a little bit too heavy for this YouTube channel right now. If you're a close friend and you're watching this and you want to DM me, be like, hey buddy, you okay? Let's fucking with you. Then we can talk. But in the meantime, I'm gonna start putting up videos about the orchard here by whenever I move. I'm gonna make an announcement video of so the roadmap from here would be to make a video when I have a new place and when I move. I will announce when I'm moving, probably in my Discord, and then I'm gonna start a backyard orcharding almost, depending on what kind of property I'm able to move into, and how much money I'm able to recoup. And I guess I can kind of chronicle that through whatever we can do there. And I would still be planning on writing this book that I've been writing for some time. It's been slow going. I took some time to kind of. It's one of those things where I kind of had to take a mental break off of it as well because creatively I was just stuck. I had creative block on fucking everything, and the creative burst on it as of recently has been nice and refreshing and feels good. Um, but we're only about 4,000, a little over 4,000 words, and I'm aiming for 70,000. And that's also another thing. When I stream my writing process, there's a lot of weird people that are like, oh, I'm an author, and they get super weird about watching other authors write up on YouTube, and it's like, I don't know, I don't get it. You know, like they feel like they have the right answers, and when they don't, because it's not their book, you know, and other other ones they kind of they try and like pretend like they have a big dick, like, oh yeah, I'm writing a book and we're over 100,000 words or whatever, and it's just like, do you know what that looks like? Do you know what over 100,000 words is? Like, even if you're writing short words, like on average, like you're writing short words and you find like specific vocabulary and you like plan that shit out to use short words like monosyllabically kind of go through. If you've watched Severance, you know. But like if you really go through and like you make that shit short, that's still heavy. Like I think, let me look that up. Um, how many words is lay? Yeah, no. Oh, okay. So Les Mis. So I underestimated that by about five, but um, Les Mis is approximately 560 to 655, according to Wikipedia. So I was I was short by a little bit, but 100,000 is still quite a bit. But they'd still like pretend like that was like big dick shit, and I'm just like, yeah, good for you. That doesn't mean that's how long this book has to be, or that doesn't make your book better, or whatever the fuck. That's just your book, you know. And I don't think a lot of people really got that, at least on Twitch. So I might come up on stream with a blurry book that I'm writing. I'm gonna blur it out, just to prove that I'm writing something. But I don't know what I'm gonna do for music for BG sound work here up on YouTube because I'm done with streaming on Twitch. Twitch is a weird place to stream, and people aren't the best on Twitch. So if I do stream up on YouTube, it'll probably be for and by my community. It'll probably be an unlisted link that I will hand to friends and family, and that's it, and go from there. Sorry, that was my mom texting me. So yeah, so if I do come up, it'll be for Q&As and for basically kind of hangout sessions with friends and family. You know, just so to keep you guys less alone and to keep me less alone, and that's how we'll keep YouTube streams kind of more contained and less out of control. That'll be my way of kind of controlling the chaos in a way. Having that said, feel free to join the Discord. Oh yeah, before I go, I have settled on a name for the orchard, and it would be Major League Apples. So if I need to change the name of the Discord to Major League Apple Orchard and rebrand the Discord, I might get there. But so far, it is the Tavern of Daggers for the Cloak of Hound. which resides within the Major League apples. So that's how the hierarchy is going to be for now, for the time being. If the Cloak and Hound somehow fucking blasts off, and I find the female vocalist and we collaborate really well and things go really well, then that might be the main thing. And the orcharding thing will be the kind of side project going forward. But so far, it's going to be orchard first because that's going to bring in more reliable money than the music project. I'm going to cut it here and I'm going to go import this into some editing software and go from there and have everything ready for you guys. Have a good rest of the day. Happy 420 if this gets uploaded before or after. I hope you had a good 420.